Here we go. It is a PlayStation start, Joe. We saw Murata make the draw there, the flip of the coin. It's always an interesting one to see who's going to have the home and away console advantage. Of course, this being the home console for Deto. Gorilla has been practicing this. I saw him backstage. He was playing against Sean Allen, aka Dragon, his coach and friend alongside him. And Gorilla's actually brought his own controller. It's like a customized, almost an Xbox-esque controller that you can use on the PlayStation. He got it cleared, obviously he had it in preparation after the finals he played in Madrid. If you think back to that Madrid finals, he got absolutely smashed by Principe in that. So he's no stranger to this one. He's played it already in the year. But is that going to be in part of his mind? Because afterwards he kind of like played it off. He's like, it didn't really mean anything. But it did. It absolutely did, because he's made changes in his lifestyle with the controller.
Well, let's see. He's the one now pushing forward. Actually has a decent position yet with Ronaldo. He's got a cut inside, and this is where we're going to see, you know, the finesse almost of how he can play with these different controls. When you have to pull those tight moves off and what have you, that's where we'll really see how good he is. You can see Gorilla's controller there underneath the desk.
Yeah, it's almost Xbox-esque. It's an Xbox-type controller that you can use within the PlayStation, whereas obviously the standard PlayStation controller for Deto, because that is his home console. He did say himself his brother has an Xbox, so he's going to have, I wouldn't say an advantage when they switch over, but both of them are certainly more used to these cross-console finals as they become more and more popular throughout the year. People are kind of starting to practice for them.
I see Gorilla claiming it here, and the feed the man through it is Kante. Gets dispossessed out by Valencia. Deto, I'll tell you what, having a little bit of trouble here playing that possession game against Gorilla. Suarez somehow keeping hold of it there on the edge of the box. Kyle Walker just trying to pull a couple of defenders out of position. Kante will knock it back. It falls then in the end to Messi, who goes for the shot and bobbles off the defender, and Courtois will be able to control it. 15 minutes in, and honestly, Gorilla having the better of it so far.
Well, Deto did say he's not going to be able to just push for it because he knows how clinical Gorilla can be, but it's Deto on the attack in the white of the German strip, cuts inside of Gorilla's Kyle Walker, but he wins out the ball, and now the counter forward. Plenty of players got behind the ball there, and it's Ronaldo looking for the through ball for Suarez. It's not available. Has to recycle it back to Nainggolan as he works it back down the middle. Kante blocking out that ball for Chelsea, as he has throughout last year's Premier League title victory. And this time it's a ball over the top for Deto, the German on the attack. It's a bit of a rash ball, still a lot to do. Unable to work out for him. Remember, we should also mention, with something we haven't talked about, is the fact there is no Legends available on the PlayStation this year. Of course, it will be in 2018. The icons will be on both consoles, but it does mean that Gorilla will have had to make changes. It's not so impactful because obviously you're replacing Hullet with Kante, etc. So those big player cards, the player of the season cards throughout the year, have sort of made up the stats.
So far, you know, it doesn't seem to be bothering him. Nainggolan comes in and dispossesses Deto on the edge of his box. That's a big mistake. How many finals have we seen decided so far this year by players that should have really just cleared the ball? Doesn't happen for him. I'm going to watch that one again. Absolutely insane stuff. Gorilla goes into the lead here.
And we had a warning sign already. We already saw that once, and he got away with it. This time, it's just given away in a clear goal-scoring chance for Nainggolan. And well, Gorilla, clinical as he is when he gets in front of goal, I think he would score that in his sleep, let alone here in the grand finals with the spotlights and cameras on him. Suarez for Deto. Can he get some sort of impact reply? Remember, that is an away goal. We should point that out. It will be an away goal rule that will count this time around. That's a great ball through. A chance for an equaliser. It's there. Deto gets one back.
Again, clinical stuff, really directly from the kickoff there. We see Suarez and the ball perfectly to Ronaldo, who's got all the space in the world. All he really needed to do there was turn on it and hit it. And he's not going to miss from that kind of position. And that brings Deto right back into it. The perfect reply for him. As you mentioned, the goal for Gorilla, and every goal for Gorilla in this PlayStation League will count as an away goal. So Deto will be looking to build on that 1-1.
90% passing stats between the two. They don't give the ball away cheaply too often, so that mistake you saw was a very rare one. Suarez taken down in the corner. It's a corner whipped in by Gorilla. It's going to get cleared with ease though. Kante, where's he going with it? Played it across, and it was all white shirts across the other side of the box. So in the end, it was a wise choice and a switch of play once again. Something we've been so used to seeing from Deto throughout, trying to pull those players out of position as he builds this attack.
Kante, big ball over the top, typical Deto ball. Suarez, Lacazette will combine. Talvin now coming on through, does a little dance around one, finds Pogba, turns, hits it, and scores! Deto takes the lead.
The little dab at the end as well. Confident stuff there from Deto, starting to find his stride. We knew there would be goals in this game. No defensive masterclass, that's for sure. Gorilla finds himself 2-1 down after having the opener. What sort of impact will that have on him? He knows, of course, he can take it to the Xbox. There's plenty of time. There's no need to go rash just yet. But defense work is something he has tried to work on throughout 2017. He talked about it in Madrid, and well, he just talked about it a moment ago, how disappointed he was to let those 2 goals in against Cody. And maybe that's just playing on his mind right now.
See Deto passing around here at the back. This has gone wrong for him once before, and could really do with avoiding that again, which for now he does. He clears it out. Big ball down the line to Lacazette. Now support from Valencia. And Suarez as well. Back into Pogba, of course, the goal scorer just moments ago, and he will be sent running here again. Does put it across Ronaldo. Oh, Walker basically diving right in front of that one.
That you see nestle in the back of the net so often. You can see the German contingent off to the right, and we almost expected that to be in the net. They were just waiting for it to nestle. But Pogba trying once again. It's a good little cutback. He's looking for the pass. He finds it, gets it squared across, and he comes back off Azpilicueta into the net. I think he'll go down as an own goal. But it's 3-1 to Deto, the German, here in London.
Yeah, Gorilla, I mean, his defenders maybe they're making it harder for him. It's Talvin that will be gifted the credit for it. It's 3-1 Deto on his home console. And that's the aim of the game, really. On the console that you're most comfortable with, take a lead and then hope to God that you can hold it when you play away.
That's it. This is still the first half, remember, on the PlayStation. Still a simple 2-0 win for Gorilla on the Xbox would win him the grand finals here, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't let it slide too far, but that is a brilliant goal. Suarez in the top corner. An instant impact back from Gorilla. 3-2.
That's how he needs to bounce back from these ones as well. We've seen him time and time again this tournament concede, but turn it right back around. Them's 2 away goals. That is dangerous for Deto, considering how Deto said, you know, he's played a couple of times on Xbox, certainly not his favourite. And he also made a very good point that coming into a tournament like this, where you know the final will be played cross-console, but you have to play on one console to get there in the first place. You have to really strike that balance. We'll see a bit later on if that balance for Deto is correct. We're about to hit half-time here. 3 minutes will be added on, but what an explosive first half. Exactly what we'd hoped for. 3-2 it is at the half for Deto.
A 5-goal bonanza in the first 45 minutes in this grand final of the FIFA Interactive World Cup 2017 here in Westminster, London. Here we go, second half underway, 3-2 in the first. There's more goals to go in this game, that's for sure.
Now we see Son coming on for Pogba, over for Gorilla. And there's Pogba on the other side, as you mentioned, and rightly so. He's been absolutely instrumental for Deto in at least 2 out of 3 of these goals. See if we can continue that trend. Son, though, coming on for Gorilla. Dangerous card. I've seen it so many times this weekend already. And Son is a menace in all ways. Message is falling over there. Pogba has got to try and chip it over the top, but Luis not having any of that one. But instantly, Deto comes back, takes the ball off Gorilla, and has a chance to go again.
Yeah, both players are going to be looking at that last half and thinking we need to try and shore up the defences a little bit. We can't continue on this way. It can be very dangerous. Suarez, great through ball, just cut out by David Luiz. It's not cleared yet, and I think he's gone for a corner. No, it's a goal kick in the end. A wipe of the hands and a shrug from Gorilla as he plays the ball upfield. Back straight in the possession of Deto, though. The German piling on the pressure. Lacazette holds the line, tries to get the ball in, wasn't able to drive the cross in, can't quite reach it to Pogba. It's not cleared yet, though. Back in, Valencia finds Ronaldo. Kante, relentless pressure coming out from the German. Marcelo works it in, but it's gone into David Luiz, and now a counter chance for Gorilla.
Yeah, a little bit too fancy there on the build-up. That's a great pass, though, to set Messi running off into space, who cuts inside to Ronaldo. There's the run through for Suarez. He's not going to miss that one. Tucks it away. Gorilla levels us up at 3 apiece.
That was a beautiful goal right there. That is the big mighty 3. Messi to Ronaldo to Suarez. Easy as you like. It made it look easy, but I think anyone that's played FIFA would see that goal and think, I just want to score goals like that, but I can't. In my head I can do it, but I just can't do it with a controller in my hands. As we approach the 60-minute mark, it's all square 3 apiece, and that's 3 big away goals for Gorilla.
Yeah, that's a scary amount for Deto, in all honesty. I mean, yes, he can turn it around and do the same again, but means that likely he's going to need a clear win when we move on to the next leg. I mean, we've seen 6 in this one already. Will we see another 6, or will we see even more in this before those 90 minutes roll along? All certainly possible. We can see changes currently being made basically on both sides. Gorilla seems to be ready to go, though, and honestly, he's doing the job that he needs to do, keeping it level and scoring those away goals.
Yeah, he's done well to come back. 3-1 down, back to 3-3. Momentum swinging in his favour with some fantastic goals. It was Deto putting the pressure on, ironically. It was a counter-attack, wasn't it, that caught him off guard, and that's something that Deto needs to be cautious of. While he has all this possession, he does like the slow build-up play, but it does bring your entire team forward, your entire midfield and defence all stepping forward, and they can easily get caught out with one of those big through balls. Suarez looking to cut through. Azpilicueta runs him off, and now the counter once again. This is what I was talking about. Look how many defenders are back there. There's not a great deal. It's a real big chance for Gorilla. Messi cuts inside. He's looking to try and get the ball into the box. Suarez wants to turn it. He's looking for Ronaldo, but he can't get the pass away. And David Luiz in the end will clear the danger.
Scary again for Deto. Imagine going down on your home console. We've seen it actually already
all too often.
The events this year. Will Deto hold it together? And I think that's almost part of the pressure play, part of the mind games, that you have so much pressure on yourself to win on your console. You know that you've got to this final playing solely on this console. You should be the better player on paper. That just isn't always the case with that pressure on yourself.
Well, just last week we saw it, Rafsua versus Expect Sporting in the FIFA Interactive Club World Cup. The massive comeback that came when they switched consoles. The PlayStation player scoring 5 goals on the Xbox. It was a massive turnaround. Some risky defensive play from Deto there, pulling the ooze from the crowd, but as we approach the 70th minute, you can see it still remains 3 apiece. A high-scoring final. This was the final score, actually, last year when Mohamed Al-Bakr went on to win in an epic style against poor old Sean Allen, who's just off my eyesight. I will bring it up every time. Every chance I get, don't worry, Sean. When he lost a 3-1 lead in the last 10 minutes of the game. But here it is much closer. Deto continuing to try and work the angles, work it through, but Messi gets in front of it and clears it for Gorilla.
Sergio Ramos, though, get it in there, slides, and actually keeps it in play, and it's somehow bobbled through there for Deto to keep a hold of possession. Now that slow build-up that he talked about just before his semi-final. And there's the ball through, finally to Lacazette, tries to get past Marcelo, but Marcelo's pass is not good. Ronaldo turns it left-footed, and Courtois comes down. I'll just nudge it left of the post.
Can he go for one of those little flicks on the inside post? He's gone to Kante. That's a real good chance. Lacazette always turned the wrong way, and Kyle Walker he'll clear that with ease. He's going to breathe a little sigh of relief. That's a misplay. It's come off the back of Nangolan, the first goal scorer of the game. But now the counter. Messi through to Suarez. Little short passing game. Ronaldo slips it to through. Suarez can't get it past. Kante loses it, but he's got it back. Now he doesn't really want to take the shot on. And in the end, the defender just gets a touch to pass it back to the keeper.
Dangerous there, but this could quickly turn the other way. There's going to be a ball over the top from Pogba. Ronaldo had to take one touch there. Son will find Lacazette. Can he actually face goal? It's Pogba that will shoot, but Courtois will catch that one. Doesn't even need to turn it around the post. We're about to hit 85 minutes, still 3 apiece, but Gorilla's going to be the happiest of the two with that result.
Yeah, that's for sure. Still time for one more goal. Say across the middle, Suarez. Ronaldo makes the run. Wasn't as impactful as he'd hoped. The defender from Deto works it well. Back through the middle, Son Heung-min hasn't had a great impact. Not that he'd have hoped for when he made those changes. Sometimes works very well in their favour, but this time he hasn't had the chance to use that pace that he has available to him and the finishing finesse. Suarez, I think Deto is starting to slow it down and maybe look for that one final attack, just slow build up from the back and maybe thinking, I can play by normal style against Gorilla, I just need to get it in my own head, because for a long period of time in this game he wasn't able to play that possession style that we've seen from him throughout the whole tournament.
And those 2 minutes added on, is Gorilla going to snatch one? That would be insane for him. Suarez done enough there. Yep, that will be cleared away. So first leg will end here. 3 goals each. Gorilla, of course, adding those 3 away goals now to his tally. Can they actually pull this one off?